Hello. If you're new here, welcome to Blindpomegranatetarot. If you're not new here, well, you know what's going to happen. Okay. So today, let's talk about spirit guides. Now, if you're not following my channel, please subscribe, hit that like button, leave me a comment, drop me some notes, tell me anything, a banana emoji, whatever you want. Okay. Whatever you're feeling today. Today, we're going to talk about spirit guides. Now, on Tuesdays, I do Coffee Talk Tuesday, where I make Armenian coffee because, I'm Armenian, and we read the coffee grinds together. And this is a great way to sort of build up your intuition. And on Tuesday of this week, we talked about spirit guides, what they are, what kinds there are. Do you have them? Spoiler alert, you do. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link down below. Please run back and look at that if you're unfamiliar with what spirit guides are. So today, what we're asking in conjunction with our Coffee Talk Tuesday is we are asking your spirit guides. I'm going to ask through my spirit guides, what is the best way for you to contact and have clear communication with your own spirit guides? Because they're always trying to talk to you. They're always trying to guide you in the right direction and show you love and show you how proud of you they are. And so what we're going to ask them is, what's the best way for you specifically to communicate with them? What's the easiest way for you? So I have 3 piles here, 1, 2, and 3. Now, I have specifically not put any crystals on them or, and I'm not going to mention what they are, what each one of these are oracle decks, what they are, because they're very specific to different types of ways that you can communicate with your spirit guides. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to sit back with me, and we're going to do a little breathing meditation, and I want you to use your intuition, really focus down. There are other ways, of course. If you're looking at any of these decks and they're kind of vibrating, maybe you can see their aura. You can run the number 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and see which one pops out to you. You can look down below in the description box will be timestamps, so you can jump right to your pile. Maybe there's a number in there that resonates for you. So there are many ways of doing it, but I really want you to focus on this one so that you get the best information. And then I want you to come back and tell me if it worked for you, because this is really exciting to me and I can't wait to jump into it. So we're going to quickly do a breathing meditation. I ask everyone to do this with me every time. And so here's how it works. You're going to put your feet flat on the floor. You're going to take your palms face up, hands in your lap. Okay. What that's going to do is root you to the earth and open up to the universe, your hands. This is how you receive. Okay. And we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose for 5. We're going to hold it for 2, and then we're going to kind of push it out of our mouths for 3. And what that's going to do is it's going to clear your mind. It's going to push out any negativity, anything that's kind of holding you in. Like, you can tell sometimes when you're holding your breath, you're like, oh, stressed out. This is going to help you to really relax into this so that you can for sure know and listen to your intuition to tell you which one of these is right for you. Okay, so now I've said all of those really fast things because I'm trying to keep these intros shorter. Let's start. Okay, are you ready? And go. Okay, I hope that helped. Now we have a candle here, and we're going to set intentions when we get to your reading. So keep an eye out for that. And just a note here, I do my readings a little bit different. This is for people who are new here. I do my readings a little bit differently. You may have guessed from the name of my channel that I am legally blind. I'm visually impaired. So when I pull for a pile, I always spend a little extra time discussing what I'm seeing actually on the cards. I am an intuitive reader, so I use tarot as a tool, but I want everyone to be able to enjoy it. So you'll be able to, those who cannot see it can hear it and understand and be a part of it. Okay. So having said that, let's jump into your readings. Timestamps are below and I'll see you there. Bye. Welcome, group 1. So you chose the Wisdom of the Ancestors group. if you did not see our my Coffee Talk Tuesday about what types of spirit guides there are, and you're not familiar with it, please go back and watch it. That will help a lot. But your ancestors can be some of your spirit guides, and you chose the Wisdom of the Ancestors deck. So I'm going to jump right into it. As you can see, it's already spread. This is how I work. Because this way I can spend some time letting people who are listening, as opposed to being able to see it, really understand what's happening. Okay, so we're just going to jump right in. And it's very interesting. So your first card is the Three of Wands. Okay, I love these cards because it sort of shows, it almost looks like a chair, right? You need all of these parts, the legs and the seat, to make a chair, right? So I'll move on and then we'll come back to that, okay? And your second card in the tarot is the Four of Pentacles. And like I said, I'll come back to that. And your third card is the Tower. Now, I find this remarkable, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So these are your, I'm going to come back to the archetype cards, but they're very interesting. Okay. And I also pulled you a spirit animal card as well. So the first card from the Wisdom of the Ancestors Oracle is, can you see that? There we go. The Woman of Wonderland. Now, the Wise Woman of Wonderland. And so immediately I got, okay, this is a grandmotherly figure. This is a crone, a wise woman, an older woman. You can see that in the picture, in the artwork in that as well. So that's one leg of your chair, okay? And the other leg of your chair, I find this very interesting as well. Can you see that? Let's let that focus. It's the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. So, like I said, what I immediately got was, okay, these are grandparents of some kind, or this may be a fatherly figure of some kind, but he's definitely, you definitely have a male and a female that were ancestors. And they were wise. You may never have known them. You may never have met them, but they're absolutely there. So that's who you should try and focus on, and that a grandfather and a grandmother that you feel in your family that you resonate to. Somebody who is a wise woman, a gentleman who was a creative sort of humanitarian type. So look back in your family, think about that, sit on that for a little bit, and we'll carry on here. What I'm getting from your tarot cards is that these two cards, all right, about struggle and about when things happen in your life that sort of fall apart, okay, you have your tower moment and this is crumbled apart, or when you're struggling, something that you can't quite get to, something that you're obsessing over, or that is upsetting your life in general, okay, that's not leading you on to the next spot. When you're feeling stuck, when you've had a major tower moment in your life where something has fallen apart, these two people are the ones you need to go to. These two people are the ones that carry you through those situations. Okay, it's very interesting because in the archetypal cards, I pulled the Storm card, and the Storm card in the archetypal cards is the Tower card. Okay, so that tells me that this gentleman, okay, again, very strong, older, masculine, very grandfatherly type of personality from this gentleman, that that he focuses on when your life is, when you're having rough patches in your life, that's really what he focuses on. Now, with the archetypal card for this side, let's see if you can see it. Oh, let me turn it around for you. That would help you a lot. Okay, so depending on how you want to say this, agape or agape. You can see here that these are points of your chakras. So that is really where you need to focus. What they're saying is focus on your chakras. Okay, that will help you to communicate. If you cleanse your chakras, okay, you can see here the third eye chakra is the largest in this, and I think that that really tells a lot, okay, about how you can more easily communicate. But the fact that it's here next to the wise woman, okay, that she is telling you very clearly to work on your chakras. Do a little meditation, cleanse your chakras, maybe even bring in some crystals. But that's going to be a really great way for you to communicate with these two spirit guides. I definitely see an older woman and an older man. You may never have met them. They could be ancestors from way back. But that's what they're telling me. That's what I'm seeing, okay? And that was the very first thing I heard. This is the one leg of your chair. This is the other leg of your chair. And you are the seat. Okay, that's how I'm seeing it. And that's really what they're showing me. The fact that the tower came out twice over this male figure of your life, this is definitely the man when you are having a difficult time, okay, when it seems like everything's falling apart. Now, when you have those kind of issues in your life, it's being done for you for a reason, okay? It's to clear out what is no longer serving you, and so that there's space for new to come in. And when those kind of things happen, it is this gentleman who is overseeing it. So what I would suggest to you is that if you're in that position, okay, and you're having a tower moment in your life, that you ask for this gentleman. Let's see if we can give you some, get some more information out of this so we can maybe more clearly help you to understand who he is. You may very well know who he is, okay? You may very well know. He is the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. So these may be the lessons he was sent to teach you. This may be the karma he is sent to help you clear up for him, for you, okay? I would meditate on that. I would clear out your chakras. There's lots of meditations online about keeping your chakras clean, okay? And meditate on it and see if you can't figure out who this person is. You may very well know. You may very well know. I say that sounds just like my grandfather. That's something he would do for me. Or that sounds just like my dad. Or that sounds, you know, my mom used to tell me stories about my great-great-grandfather, and I used to think he was just fascinating, and it really resonated with me. So it could very well be him. But you definitely have two main ones, and they are definitely ancestors, a male and a female. A very wise woman, okay, a crone. She was definitely an older lady when she passed. And she's suggesting to you to clear up those chakras, do a little meditation that way. But they want you to know that they are the legs to the seat of your chair, and so they will always be there to support you. You see how they cross? They are supporting you, and those are the two people who you should go to if you need help, especially in times of tower moments. You have the tower here twice. Between the tower card in the tarot and the storm card in the archetype, you have it twice. So I would absolutely speak with this gentleman. Ask for him to step forward. Ask for his help and guidance. Of course, he's always there giving it to you. But now that you know who it is, and now that you can kind of focus on that and spend time meditating and aligning your chakras and cleaning your chakras, as this grandmotherly figure is saying, this should all come into line for you. So I would suggest meditating on that, or at least sitting silently in that, okay? And see what comes up for you. See if that resonates for you. I'm pretty sure it will. And then I pulled animal oracle cards. Well, these are spirit animal cards, okay? And you got the sea serpent. And the sea serpent talks about you being confident in your creativity, in your own power, okay? We're gonna keep this rated PG, okay? So this talks about you being confident in your own power, in your own creativity. If you have questions about that, and you see a sea serpent, that's your spirit guides. Or you see a snake, or you see, do you understand what I'm saying? The sea serpent is a symbol, okay? So if you see it somewhere, know that one of these two people are talking to you, and they're saying, be more creative, stand strong. You are strong in your creativity and your mind and your own power. Stand strong in your own power. So if you come across the sea serpent or you see something like that, know that this is your spirit guides, your ancestors talking to you and letting you know, we're watching you, we see what you're doing, and we're there to boost you up and let you know that we love you and we watch out for you. But like I said, you've got the tower here twice. So if this comes along and tower moments happen in everybody's life, know that it is meant for you, because it's clearing out what no longer serves you. And they have, I just looked at my phone and it said 1111. So that's a great sign that for sure this gentleman is bringing that into your life because you need it. And he's a wise man. So he knows what he's doing for you. So accept that. If you need help, I think he's the one to go to. He may be your main spirit guide. I think that's beautiful. I love how it came together. So what it's suggesting to you is you've got these two grandparents. You might want to sit back and meditate on it and try and figure out who they are. Know that when these issues come up, okay, that they're going to be there for you always, and that they're the two people that are there for you to call on whenever you need to. That you should spend some time working on clearing out your chakras, aligning your chakras, cleaning your chakras, focusing on that. Maybe even get some, there's some, really lovely necklaces or something like that out there, or crystals that carry all the colors of the chakras, and you can wear that. That would help you. And if you see the sea serpent, they're talking to you. So pay attention to that. You see a snake, you see a sea serpent, you see it in a sign, in a billboard, or you hear somebody say it, or that kind of thing. That's the way that they're going to send you spirit animals. It's not the only way that they'll communicate with you, but through spirit animals, that is one way that they'll do it. And it's interesting that the number here is 21 and the number here is 2. So there's a lot of 2s, which means balance, right? And you can't balance a chair without the right number of legs, yes? So I find that very interesting. You've got two 2s there. So that was fun. That was interesting. I hope that resonated for you. Please let me know. Please let me know if that, who these people are, because, well, I'm just nosy and curious anyway, but they sound like two really amazing human beings. So if you're not sure who they are, you know what? Ask around in your family. Say, hey, does this person sound familiar? Or does that person sound familiar? And see, because then you can just go straight in and ask them and say, hey, you, come and talk to me. Show me something. Give me a sign. And I'll do my part and work on aligning my chakras. Okay? Love and light. I hope you enjoyed that. That was fun. Thank you, guys. Bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Akashic Records. So I am absolutely not surprised by the cards that came out. This is impressive. You are definitely my group of people who are already in touch with their spirit guides, who are very spiritual, who know how it works, and who are working to elevate themselves. So I'm going to start at the beginning, and we'll sort of run through this because there is some advice here for you as well. And the very first card that you got was the Father of Swords. The Father of Swords absolutely talks about a master communicator. You're witty, you're smart, you're well educated. I was getting very strongly a vibe of being a writer, writing things out that are witty and entertaining. But definitely You are a master communicator. That is here several times. Next to that, in the tarot, you got the world. The world is completion. Okay, it is having everything. It is being whole in this pull, especially. Okay, you're working towards something and you've completed it, and you have the world. Next to that is the Six of Swords. Your journey has been a struggle, but you've worked through it. Okay, you're coming out the other end of this. You may even have gone through a dark night of the soul, and you're on your way back out again. And that's wonderful. That is something that you need to do in order to grow. In the Akashic Records cards, you got, pull this out here. These are large cards, so communication. I find this very interesting. Intuition and the Count of Saint Germain. So maybe Saint Germain is an angel or, an ascended master. Okay, Saint Germain is an ascended master that you can try and communicate with. That is what I would do. So, excuse me a moment. I would suggest trying to communicate with the ascended master of Saint Germain. And then the other Akashic record card you got was the Akashic Library. So if you have not already begun your journey to reaching the Akashic records, you will. This is something you're striving towards. This is your next step in your spiritual journey. Absolutely keep it up. Okay, I think it's remarkable. You got those two cards. Are really beautiful. And on the archetypal cards, this is the can you see it? Have I got it upside down? Let's see. There it is. Gosh. It's the Cave. Now, the Cave talks about basically the same thing, your journey into spirituality, but it also says maybe some recommendations of how you can further your practice through ritual, through almost a hermetic type meditation. Sometimes in meditation, especially in the Buddhist practices, there's a period of time where the practitioner will go for a week or more without speaking. And since there's a lot of communication here, there's a lot of air here, you have the Father of Swords. That may be something that you would maybe like to look into as a sort of ritual to grow your spirit. I'm getting that very strongly. But a sort of hermetic practice of ritual will help you to grow even further. Going inside, the cave is a mystical place. In this card, it describes being inside the earth, inside a womb almost of spirituality. And so I see that is something that you are practicing, and that they're kind of saying, keep that up. If you haven't begun it yet, this is the next step or a direction that you can go into. And here you have the threshold and the other archetypal cards. You're on the threshold. You are walking through the threshold of this spiritual growth. You are there. Okay, you just need to take the step. You already have. You've taken quite a few. You've overcome quite a bit. You have some guidance here. I would absolutely look into the Ascended Master of Saint Germain, and keep the journey going towards the Akashic records. Now, if you have begun all of this and you are not aware of what the Akashic records are, I strongly suggest you read about it. There are many books out there. There are even free books out there. I strongly suggest that you look into the Akashic records. I think that you could be, I don't want to jump the gun here. I think that your spiritual growth is so intense and you're so close to getting there, you're so right on the threshold of it, that you understand it, that you are going full force into it, that you have the ability to reach the Akashic Records, and moreover, you have the ability to become an Ascended Master yourself. The entire time that I was reading this, I was feeling my heart chakra so much. It was almost tight. Okay. So, maybe when you're doing your meditations or you're trying to talk to your spirit guides, focus on your heart chakra, and during your rituals, focus on your heart chakra. Okay. That will help you, I think. It's why I was getting that so strongly. Now, I pulled a spirit animal card, and I asked Spirit, you know, what message, if they bring a spirit animal forward to you and you see it repeatedly, what's the message? And you got the hyena. Now, this talks again about you being a communicator. I'm so sorry, but my throat chakra is a mess right now. I think because I was feeling it so hard in my chest and my heart. This is talking again about you being a communicator, that you're very witty and you're very clever and you're very smart, and you've educated yourself greatly in spirituality and that sort of thing. But that you have a tendency to go towards, you know, you're the person that makes everybody in the room laugh. You're the person that takes a situation that may be heavy and you make it funny, you know. But they're saying here that you can see in the moon there are two sides to it. Okay. They're asking you to, if you see a hyena, okay, or you hear the word, or you see it in a book, or you, for some reason it just pops into your consciousness, they're asking you to pull back. Okay. They don't want you to be constantly serious, of course, right? Because there's a balance, right, in all of us. But if you see it, they're asking you to pull back a little bit because you've gone to one side too much. Okay. Everybody loves the comic in the room, but that's not always the answer to everything. And that sometimes that can hurt you and pull you away from all this work that you've done. I think that this is a remarkably beautiful reading. I would have loved to have gotten this for myself. I think that you are really well on your journey to becoming so very enlightened, and that to step into some ritual, you're right on the threshold to take almost a hermetic type ritual time for yourself is great. And doing that, of course, it's right next to the Akashic Library. And if you can, I would try and contact a Ascended Master of Saint Germain. I think that's very, very interesting. Very interesting that came out. It's trying to tell you something. So look into that as well. I think that will greatly help you. This is beautiful. Thank you guys for letting me do this for you. Love and light and peace. Hello, Group 3. So we are talking about how you can better communicate with your spirit guides. And I'm not going to lie to you, this one confused me. I was stumped by you guys. So I had to sit for quite a while on this and meditate and see what I was hearing. Now, when I first brought out your tarot cards, the very first thing I heard was act of kindness. But I'll get to that. Your first tarot card is the Magician. Now, when this came out, it actually came out as the third card. And I always ask when they come out, is this correct? And they said, put it to the first. So I put it in the first place. Your second is the Four of Pentacles. And your last in the tarot is the Four of Swords. Now, this was in reverse, and I asked, and they said, yes, that is correct. You have no fear. You are fearless. Then, oh, I'm sorry, I did not tell you. The pile that you picked was the numbers card, the numerology card. these are cards that I pull when I'm looking for angel numbers and synchronicities and that sort of thing. And so I'll tell you what you got here. You got your first one is Sagittarius, okay, a fire sign. And then you got the 5th house. Now, both of these cards talk about that you're quite the creative individual. You are very theatrical even, okay? You have a fire in you to be creative, to be joyful, okay? That's who you are at your core, okay? And you're fearless in doing this. I then pulled 2 archetypal cards. One is Threshold. You are on the threshold of something. And 2 is Judgment. Now, this card I saw very much as yin and yang, the day and the night, the balance. I'll carry on, and then I'll tell you what I was told. And then I pulled a animal spirit oracle. How would they communicate to you through animals? If you saw turtles, if you like turtles, if that means something to you, if you're seeing them everywhere, if it's a symbol to you somehow, and you're seeing the turtle, this is them communicating with you. I'll get deeper into that. What I understood, and what I was told, is that the way that they will communicate with you clearest is through downloads in your dreams. Okay, there's a lot of water and fire here. The turtle talks about information and you packing it away underneath your shell. So what I'm seeing is that your angels, spirit guides, ascended masters, or your ancestors will come to you in your dreams. I need to ask you this. I felt very drawn to ask you this. Do you have a lot of dreams of water? Do you have a lot of dreams of traveling? Do you even have dreams of traveling underwater? This talks a lot about sort of taking your show on the road, okay? You may be somebody who very much enjoys traveling and travels a lot. You may even be somebody who does acts of humanitarianism through your travels, or it's asking you to do just that. I realize the world we live in right now, but we won't always be like this. And it may be something you've done in the past and you've been thinking about doing again, and it's asking you and telling you, yes, that is you, that is who you are. Acts of kindness, acts of humanitarianism, that you are very creative, that you may even be a storyteller, an actor, somebody who communicates that way, right? You're very verbal. You use your hands a lot. You talk in joy, joyfully, okay? You're on the threshold of starting a new adventure. But for sure, any information that you get from your guides, and I'm getting very strongly angels, okay, comes in the form of your dreams. So pay very close attention to your dreams. This is how they're talking to you. This is how they're downloading information to you. So you can pack it away in your shell. So when you're ready to subconsciously pull that information out, it's there for you. Get yourself a dream journal and write these things down if you remember them in the morning. Most of the time you won't, but I promise you they'll be there. This was very... it was very, I want to say lighthearted, and yet you almost have a calling that you have to do, that they are expecting you to do, and they're trying to tell you when, where, and how. So it is important to listen to those dreams, especially if you're having dreams about water. The fire part of it is very much that you're creative, inventive, you like to bring joy, okay, through your personality, through your creativity. But if you're having lots of dreams of water, if you're having lots of dreams of travel and that sort of thing, these are downloads that they're giving you, and you need to listen to them, because this is how they're telling you that you can grow your spirit, and that this is something that is innate in you. You are born this way. This is the gift you are meant to pass on. This is the gift you are meant to push out into the world, these acts of kindness. And this is how you're going to do it. I got the chills on my legs. So this is who you are. This is what they want you to know. They want you to know that your dreams are going to tell you how you're going to expand, okay, your soul and what you were meant to do here. You have a very specific plan for why you are here, okay? You have a very specific reason why you came back. When we come back, we do this. We sign our soul contract to achieve a goal, and this is your goal. It is to share who you are. It is to share your creativity, and in doing so, through travel, through expressing yourself, you are going to achieve that goal, okay? Listen very closely. They are sending you downloads that you can unpack when the time is right. Be very balanced in these things, very yin and yang, okay? But you need to give. Acts of kindness, giving, that is something I heard immediately for you. Very important, very necessary. So if you have questions about which direction you should be going in, before you go to bed at night, you should ask, please bring me a download. Please let me know what it is I should do. Tell me what direction I should go into. If you're thinking of planning and going back into service of some kind, in traveling and that kind of thing, ask them what direction, when, how should I make that happen. There's a couple of 5s in here, so that may mean something to you. That may be significant to you somehow. You're definitely on the threshold of figuring it out. If you go with balance in all of these things, you will achieve what you're meant to do here. And what you're meant to do here is to give who you truly are to the world, because it needs it. This was very shocking to me. I've never had a reading like this before. That is so specific in that, especially when it's a group reading. But I think that if you were drawn to this pile, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That you have an innate gift, maybe even something that you did even as a child. You sang, or you danced, or you loved that sort of entertainment, but not just entertainment that helped people, entertainment that maybe as a kid you used to go to hospitals and sing to the elderly, or you'd those sorts of things is what I'm seeing, okay? And what you need to continue to do, and what your angels are trying to tell you is right for you, and keep you on track of what you were meant to do and what you agreed to do when you came here. So if you have questions, again, like I said, get yourself a journal so you can keep them by your nightstand and by your bed, and write it down if it comes to you in the night and you can remember it. Otherwise, have no fear. They're packing your shell for you, okay, so you can take it on the road, and when the time is right, that information will come to your forefront, and you'll know exactly what to do next, because you're right there, right on the threshold of beginning again. Maybe this is something that you had let go of for a while, and you're beginning again, or it's something that you've been contemplating doing for a long, long time, and now's the time to start planning that out. And you can ask your angels for more information. Keep an eye out on those angel numbers. Keep an ear out for your dreams. They're constantly downloading to you, but you have a very clear path of what you were meant to do when you came here, and they are trying to keep you on track. You're unique in that you have very little fear, and you're willing to jump in, leap in, and you're not shy, okay, in any way. So you should embrace that. They want you to embrace that. This was very interesting. I appreciate you letting me do this for you. I learned a lot. I hope you did as well. and love and light, and I hope to see you on the next pick a card. Bye, guys.